So here we have this week's sneaker news, and the first one up is the Air Jordan 20 Dornbecker, and this is coming out, or has come out, on the 21st of October, and it was only limited to 20, but also it had I think for, releasing for an auction style, and they're cool looking pairs, but not something that I'd be into, but I kind of like the funky looking strap at the top, to kind of make it look a bit like a high top and give you support. Not sure how that would be in practice though. And in November, we've got the recently announced New Balance 9060 Ice Wine. And this is quite a nice colourway actually. It's quite maroon, looks similar to maybe like an Armand Manier, and also similar to the Bodega collab that came out a couple of years back, which was a blue one, but it's using similar sort of materials from what I can see. And also in November, what's been announced is another New Balance 1906 R pack, and this is another white and black pack, which is I think they've been releasing quite a few of these, and again, I'm not mad at the colorway, but it's not something that I would grab. And also on the 1st of November, we've got the Amine New Balance 740 V2 Benson Tech, and this colorway I'm not too much of a fan of. I kind of don't like the colors itself. They don't quite work for me with the orange and the blue, and also just not a fan of the way the model looks. It's kind of like a budget version of the 1906R, and the outsole midsole is from the New Balance 530, so it just looks more on the cheap side in my eyes, and maybe sort of similar to the Asics Gel 1130, but in all honesty I'd probably rather have a pair of the 1130s. And on the 28th of November, what's been announced is the New Balance 1500 Japan, and this is part of the 35th anniversary pack. I think the original ones that released, which were the black and grey pair, which I think was a UK version of the pair, 35th anniversary, those were a lot nicer, and I think with this one the colour's still nice, but still quite sort of similar, and I'm not a fan of the yellow on the embroidery parts. And also in holiday 2024, we've got the Thisisneverthat New Balance 1000, and I'm not really a fan of this particular colourway, to be honest. I think it's playing it a bit safe. I think there's been better collabs that have come out. I think Arme Leon d'Or triple pack and also the Joe Freshgoods ones were probably the nicest ones we've seen from the New Balance 1000 model, and some of the GR colourways have been nice as well, such as the Angora blue and pink colour. And something which I'm excited about, and it's rumoured, and this is just a mock-up, is the Union Fragment Air Jordan 1 High OG. I'm not sure if it actually would look like this, but obviously being a Fragment collab, it's going to have a lot of white, black and blue on there, and being a Union, maybe it look like this, or maybe it might be something different, but I'm looking forward to it and see what they produce. And it's probably a safe bet from both of the collaborators, but at the same time, I'm not going to sort of sneer my nose up at it. And in February 2025, we've definitely got this confirmed Union Air Jordan 1 High OG SP, and there seems to be some images floating around, and I think those images kind of don't do the sneaker justice at the moment, and obviously people were expecting something to be wowed and bowled over by, but it follows in the same lineage of what came before from the the Union collabs from Air Jordan 1s, so you can't expect too much of a surprise. I think people have got to set their expectations really. They tried doing something new with the Beppy's Beauty Supply, but that didn't work out for them. I thought it was a pretty cool trainer, but with this one I think it's a safe bet, but also nothing revolutionary, but I think it's nice. And on the 25th of Jan, we've got the Air Jordan 3 Black Cat, and to me, I'm a fan of these, but also it's not a must-have for me, because I'm not a fan of black sneakers, and I actually don't like patent leather on the sneaker anyway. So for me, I'm happy to sort of skip out on this one. And also the same for the Air Jordan 3 Pure Money. I think there's been a lot of releases where you've had a lot of Jordan 3 white pairs come out, such as the Ivory and also the J Balvin, which came out recently. And even though they had multicolour hits on it, it was predominantly pretty much a white colour sneaker. And I think if you don't have sort of any of those, then I can understand why you'd go for these. And don't get me wrong, they do look nice, but again, not a must-have for me. And also in 2025, what's recently been announced is the Kobe 9 Elite Low Proto Beethoven. And I think this is a cool pair. It's kind of like a nod back to the Flyknit era, from my perspective. Obviously this is from that era anyway, but the colorway sort of represents being this sort of different sort of pattern and stitching all over the sneaker, which has different color types on it. With a mixture of color types. I think it's quite cool actually, and I think this is one of the better Kobe 9 releases so far. And to be confirmed, we've also got the Nike Air Max 90 Drift OG Rattan Birch, and this is a take on the Moab ACG colorway. And just not a fan of the particular model really. I like the Air Max 90, but this one, I don't know, there's something about it which is like a copycat of something that came before, but not quite as nice. And also to be confirmed is the Paris Saint-Germain Nike Air Max Plus Drift Pack. And I don't mind the drifts so much, but I'm just not a fan. If I'd rather have a pair of standard Air Max Pluses versus these, basically. So the colorways are pretty good. I think, obviously out of the two, I'd go for the white pair, but either pair I wouldn't really be sort of checking for. And also to be confirmed is the Nike Air More Uptempo Slide Flax. And this is a good, I suppose, slide if you're looking for something a bit more on the firmer side, and kind of giving you the Air Max sort of vibe really as well. So a pretty cool slide, especially because it's different and quite sort of chunky as well. And like I said, if you're a fan of up tempos, then you definitely go for these.